You think you knew me, you didn't really know it all. I've been through my share struggles and I'm still here sticking tall. Never to take the fall, if I fall I wouldn't fair. I'm giving you all of me, this my blood, love and tears. If you think you knew me, you didn't really know it all. I've been through my share struggles and I'm still here standing tall. Never to take the fall, if I fall I wouldn't fair. I'm giving you all of me, this my blood, love and tears.
Okie dokie. Hey y'all, it's Thursday. What's up, This is Pr1ma. Welcome to Candid Co-Ed Conversations with just Pr1ma and all of our friends that are here tonight. Those that are online, those that are online, those that are listening. I want to say thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. If you would like to call in and be a part of tonight's conversations, you can call in at 678-661-1819, 678-661-1819. If you would like to listen without watching, you can download the Live 365 app, LIVE 365. Look for Caribbean Life Radio. That is CARIBBEAN, Caribbean Life Radio, and you will hear us, okay? Every Thursday night. We early tonight, y'all. I worked real hard to be early. 8:42. So we start at 8:30-ish and we go to 10-ish. So, hey, we did a little better for those that, are timely. Thank God for y'all. Also, if you would like to be a sponsor, give donations, be a guest, call 770-322-4022. Or you can message 770-322-4022. If you would like to be a guest, be a sponsor, give donations, food donations, alcohol donations, paper products. If you want to advertise and be a sponsor for a small fee, then call 770-322-4022. We appreciate you, okay? All right, we are here every Thursday night, again, from 8:30-ish to 10-ish. If you want to follow me on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, it's JUSTPR1MA, just Pr1ma. I think I got all the formalities right out the way. All right, so we're going to start with, how was your week? One word to describe how you feel right now. Yeah, I would start, So I'm going to let you go first, Dre, because you are no longer a virgin. You are regular.
Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm Andre. And
hey, brother.
My one word for today, or the week.
Today, how you feel, and your week?
Oh, I'm feeling better.
Okay.
I was in a lot of pain yesterday, the last 24 hours.
Oh.
But I'm feeling better, and for the week, driving.
Okay. Did you do anything fun over the past week?
No.
Exciting? See anything fun, exciting? See any people that were fun and exciting?
The only thing I've seen is television in my bed. That's it.
Okay. All right.
I gotta keep it, low.
Low, yeah.
But
you were supposed to go to an appointment.
Well, the appointment came out good.
Okay, that's okay.
And the therapy's coming out okay, and that's why I'm sore.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're sore. Okay,
Yeah.
Well, that's great.
But
I'm glad the appointment went well.
Yeah, but I can come out the sling like I am right now. But once I leave here, I gotta put it back on. So
Okay.
it's coming along. I'm in.
And I saw you with your ball over there getting it together.
That's part of the
Therapy.
Mm-hmm. Yes, my elbow's been acting up because it's getting tired of being in the sling.
Yeah.
So
I remember I had surgery on my hands for carpal tunnel, and I had to have some squishy something or hand grips or some. They have these little stretch. It's almost like you putting rings on your finger, like rubber rings,
right,
like a web, and you have to open it up to kind of stretch it.
I've done that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That can get tiresome.
It does.
To your forearm, to your wrist, to your everything. Right. That little thing does a lot of work.
Injured, you find out how many muscles you actually use.
Right. That we take for granted.
Mm-hmm. That's the truth.
Okay, your turn, Roscoe. How was your week? One word to describe how you feel right now.
My week has been long, tiring, pain, dealing with traffic on 285 and 670, all the highways.
The highways and the byways.
And the way I'm feeling right now is I got a little discomfort from a surgery, but having some strange type of pains, but I'm gonna make it through.
Okay. Yay. Yay. All right. All right, my name is Pr1ma. My name is Pr1ma. Just Pr1ma. Yay. My week has been kind of like mentally relaxing, but physically very productive, and I'm happy and excited about the productivity. So yeah, and tonight I'm excited like every night. I'm not tired. Last week I was running and I left work like 7 o'clock. So today I got a head start, I would say. So I was able to go to the store and get us some more snacks and stuff, and go to the liquor store and get us some more alcohol and stuff. And so yeah, I'm feeling great. Feeling good, feeling great. All right. So,
You got your notes.
oh yeah, I didn't leave them in Walmart this time, but most of them still in my head today. Cause I didn't really this week, because I was being so productive. I didn't really. I've been kind of chilling. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch the news a whole lot because I was being productive. Yeah. So this past week was kind of easy going. When I left here last week, I guess by Saturday my allergies were kind of bothering me. So I pretty much stayed in the house all day, which is rare, but needed. And I was just able to do some stuff around the house. And oh y'all, I gotta tell y'all. Have y'all watched 12 Years a Slave? I never watched it, right? Because I think those movies would make me very, very angry back then. But now, since I have done my ancestry, you know, I'm trying to understand some things. And of course, in my ancestry, on my biological father's side, I saw some slave masters, and then I saw some slaves that were like sold and left in wills to other slave masters or to the slave masters' children, blah, blah, blah. So besides it being Black History Month, for those of us that still celebrating, because Trump is not celebrating, right? So I just decided to go watch some of those things because I think it would help answer some questions for me. So I'm gonna try to go watch. I even want to go back and watch Roots, but I have to have time because I don't watch a lot of TV. But because I prefer to read books and talk to people versus watching TV. But I am on a mission to figure out some stuff. So I am going to go watch some of the slave or history, Black history. How about that? Negro, African, whatever you want to call it, history, to get an understanding, and it'll help me. I also printed out a map. One of my cousins sent me a map, and the map was of Georgia. Because in doing the ancestry, I'm trying to, when you're looking on some of the census and you're looking at different things, you can see like what counties or what cities your ancestors, is what I'll say, that they came from, or the road that they traveled, and so forth and so on. So although I feel like it's going to be a tedious job, I want to map it, like kind of see where some people were and some people, where they started, where they traveled, you know, all that stuff. Because, yeah, I'll leave it at that. Yeah, I'll leave it at that. So neither one of you have seen 12 Years a Slave?
No.
Rez, didn't you say you watched 12 Years a Slave? Marcus.
Yeah, I saw it.
Okay, so what's some things, like anything that stood out to you? You can say it from a distance and I'll repeat it because you don't want to be on the radio. But I mean, did it make you feel any type of way, or you watched it and you was like, oh, that was a good movie?
All of those make me feel type of way.
Oh, okay. Everything makes you feel some type of way, yeah?
They all make me feel away. Feel like when I watch those movies, I feel like white men don't deserve to ever be with a black woman.
Oh, I agree. I don't think, I was the mother. I am still the mother that I told my sons and tell my sons, because I only have sons. You can bring anything home but a Caucasian woman that I will accept. I'll take the little mulatto children because, they took the little mulatto children. They accepted them as they seed. But yeah, that is not my preference for you, because so many people were taken of color and we didn't have a choice, and now we have a choice. And although we are accepted, I think people of color accept whatever you bring home, because we didn't have back then we didn't have choices, right? So grandmama them and great grandmama them just accept whatever you bring home, because that's what they didn't think they had choices back then. They just accepted whatever happened to them, what didn't happen to them. It just was the way it was. Not only were the women, the wenches, whatever, not only were they raped or sexually abused, so were the black men, you know what I'm saying, the African men, by the white man as well as the white woman, right? So I just think at this point, we have choices, and I would rather you make a different choice. And if you like light, you can get somebody light like your mother or lighter, because we come in all different shades. If you like long hair, buy her some weave or let her grow some. Yeah, so that is my preference. I did not like how they beat and abused. I did not like how they made the man answer to a different name, how he was tricked and deceived, and they got him drunk and blah, 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 and then turned him, like, while he was drunk, took him somewhere. He's so knocked out that he don't know what's going on, and now he's a slave. And no matter how much he told them he wasn't, he was. He was away from his family, his wife, his kids, and in my brain, I'm like, what did his wife think? You know what I'm saying? Or the children, that they had just disappeared. It was gone for 12 years. And the way that they beat them, and what started it was a white minister, and he had the Bible, and he was preaching at them like, slaves, obey your master, else you're going to get many lashes. And all the slaves just standing there, and they were like, he said, yeah, and you're going to get many, like 125 or many until lashes, like in Jesus' name, thus saith the Lord. That's what the word of God says, you know what I'm saying? And then you got all these slaves just standing right there, listening to him, and they were, they conformed, right? And I know that there were slaves, because I had a conversation with somebody else earlier in the week. And of course we know that there were some that booked, right? That wasn't gonna conform or did not conform. So a lot of them were killed or hung, beat, made an example of. But in my brain, I was just like, they've always been outnumbered, right? And I understand psychology and the mental, and okay, so if you bring them to a foreign land and they're used to the tribes and whatever weapons they had there, and then they were shocked by the guns and other things that the Europeans had or whoever enslaved them had. But I just don't know why one human have so much control over a group of humans when they're outnumbered. And that's just got how I was wired. But I know everybody's not wired the same. I don't really follow rules now. So I guess that's probably why God didn't let me be born back then. But that's the disheartening part. So y'all didn't watch it, but do y'all have any comments on why hundreds and hundreds of humans submit to one human?
Fear.
Right. I understand fear, but it's not enough of us to come together and, hey y'all, come together.
I think the fear would overcome all of it, because a lot of them, even though they'll try to rebel, the ones that do rebel is going to get outnumbered by the ones that have fear.
Yeah.
And if I lived in those times, I'd be one of those people that'd be dead.
Me too.
Because I'm not going to conform.
Me too.
I'm not selling out. I'm not. Just like you said, if I was born back then, I wouldn't be alive.
Right.
Because I'm very rebellious.
Mm-hmm. And somebody got to be rebellious for things to change, right?
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
I agree with the gentleman. Cause to me, if you don't bend over, a man can't ride your back. So I'll be the one. Same thing you do to me, I'm gonna do to you.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll probably be dead. And I probably won't be dead because of one of the slave masters. I'll be dead because one of the damn slaves might help him kill me.
Oh, they would.
That's true too.
They would. The wife, mistress, whatever, in this movie, she could not stand that he was crazy about Lapita, whatever her name, the actress, but about the black woman. So she couldn't stand it. So she went and like scratched her face and told him to get rid of her. And he was like, I'm not. And he was like, you're gonna lose if you keep trying to compete with the wench, because evidently he likes her. He was like, I'll take you back to the trailer park. He didn't say trailer park, but well, I'll take you back to the trailer park where you came from if you keep challenging me. Because she was like, I'm going to lead. I'm going to do this and you do. So she would abuse the black girl that he was crazy about. And the black girl didn't like him. She didn't want to use sexuality to get what she wanted. So she asked the person that was not a slave, that was enslaved, she asked him to like kill her because she just hated life that much, dealing with the slave master and his mistress, being caught up in that triangle. And he was like, he didn't want to do it. Why are you asking me? And she just wanted to be free of that. So watching movies like that, as well as other slave movies, it makes me, again, I believe this with everything in me, and I've said this long ago. I think the black woman, the colored woman, the woman of color, I think we are the most beautiful women on earth, right? I think we're the most beautiful women because we come in all different shapes, sizes, colors, hair textures, heights. You know what I'm saying? Like there's such a variety with women of color in comparison to the others, right? And when I say color, I'm not just saying black, like Black American, African American. I'm just saying women of color. There's so many, like there's such an array of us that now when I talk about the strength of the black woman, the African woman, our ancestors that have been enslaved, our culture has made us strong. And where some people think that they're angry black women and they're too aggressive and they're too independent. Some people, some women are like that because that's how life happened. It's not because that's how they want it to be. That's just how life happened to our ancestors that made us be that way, right? And not being able to depend or trust anyone, because back then the black man could only do so much to protect her, and she had to do a lot herself, right?
Yeah.
She couldn't protect her. She had to conform. Your black brothers and sisters, or your African brothers, let me say that, brothers, fathers, whatever, they told you to conform. Mama told you to conform. So the resentment, the anger, yeah, I saw all of that in the movie. So yeah, I'll leave it at that. Any other comments before I move on? Today is the 60th anniversary of the Selma to Montgomery March for civil rights, to have voting rights in 1965, March 7th, 1965. So there are a lot of activities and things that'll be going on in different, more southern cities to commemorate that event and the people that were hurt or killed while they were doing the march, beat and all that. So do y'all remember seeing any movies of them crossing the bridge, or pictures or clippings? Did we learn it in school? What's up, Thomas? Before we were able to get voting rights and what they experienced marching from Selma to Montgomery in Alabama. So, happy 60th anniversary. We can vote for now.
Yeah, but now.
My take on it, we got a lot of black politicians now, and how we don't have a black president. We should be in the shape that we're in. So, on that note, you can have the same-sex marriage and everything, which I have no problem with that, because you're supposed to marry a duck if you want to. But they passed a bill on something like that, where same-sex marriage. Then, but they preach about, they talk about the Bible and stuff like that, but we don't have definite voting rights as people of colors. They say it had to be renewed and things of that nature. Or they'll say it's against the law at one time if you didn't have health insurance, you'd be penalized. To me, some of the stuff, just like even now, the president now is saying the reason why he's increasing the tariffs is because it'll cut down on the fentanyl coming in the United States. No, hell it won't. But that's their mentality and the way they think.
So you disagree with the tariffs?
Yes.
Okay, why?
It's not.
Because they said they're doing the tariffs because that'll cause America to start creating more jobs and being more independent of those other countries.
There's a lot of jobs out here. People just don't want to go to work.
All the money, if you're charging them, then supposedly the United States to get out of debt, out of the deficit. So that's another reason why they're trying to justify the tariffs. On the flip side, there are people that believe that he should keep relationship with those other countries because they have been our allies operating in the world.
Right.
Helping, with them being our allies, us protecting one another when it comes to other countries and blah, blah, blah. So what's your thoughts on the tariffs then, Dre?
I don't think, well, go ahead, Dre.
I don't think the tariffs help anything.
Mm-hmm.
My opinion is this: if all of the rules that we have in place didn't stop what was happening, that means you was doing it the wrong way. So now you come out with this one blanketed idea, thinking that it's going to solve the problem, when I don't even think you actually analyze all the repercussions that comes from what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you have to look at both sides of the situation in order to understand whether it's going to be fair to everyone or just fair to one group. So you're isolating more people away from it than you're actually including, which may come back and burn you in the ass later on time. So
there are a lot of people that feel that way.
yeah, so I mean, we don't know what's going to happen, but to turn around and say, well, I'm gonna cut down the amount of people working for the government. You putting more people on unemployment than you are giving people jobs.
But then if they cut off unemployment,
Yeah, because eventually that's gonna happen. So then you're gonna have anarchy, people running around here killing each other just to get
to eat.
to eat, just to have a roof over their head. So all you're doing is making more problems.
But like I said last week, it's gonna cause people to go ahead and get that chip out of desperation.
No,
There ain't no solution.
No, it's not a solution. It's a plan. It's strategic. I
Yeah,
think.
their strategic plan to make you believe that that's what's gonna help you when it's not.
Right. What was you gonna say?
they say when you point your fingers at somebody else, saying get them or do this to them, you got 4 of them pointing back at you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So be careful when you pour a bucket of water; it might splatter on you.
Thomas said, I say no to tariffs. America has created relationships with other countries. Donald Trump is a big embarrassment. The world is laughing at America. Yep, they laughed at us before, and they
agree
really
with you.
laughing at us now because we done put him in the second time.
No, I know why they laughing at America. They laughing at America because he listening to Elon Musk.
And
Right.
Putin.
Mm-hmm.
And Putin.
Right.
But
The Russians.
especially Musk, I mean, golly. I hate to say it, don't look good.
He shouldn't be listening to Putin either. That's another country that we ain't really as cool with as some people may think.
Did y'all hear that Elon Musk asked Trump to pardon the police officer that killed George Floyd?
What?
I ain't heard that one.
Trump asked Elon?
Elon asked
Oh, okay, yeah.
Trump.
Yeah, well, on the news they were saying that, I didn't know that Elon Musk asked, but I know that they were talking about pardoning him. Are you against that?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just asking. I think,
If that's the case, then why don't you just tell everybody that's in jail, go home?
Go home.
right.
Let everybody out of jail. If that's the case,
If I was president, I'd let a lot of people out of jail. I think I'd let all the drug dealers out. I wouldn't let the rapists out.
Everybody with a non-violent crime. I would let
No,
out.
I would let Pr1ma out with violent crime. Because some is self-defense, but, you know, you had a way to run because you was outside. And you chose, like, I'm not going to get shot in the back, so I'm going to fight. And you happen to hurt that person more than they hurt you, and then you sitting in prison. And, I mean, we were taught to abuse. We were abused, right? So if we are abusive or we are violent and we are aggressive, some of that behavior was taught to us. Elon Musk is running the president. Donald Trump is his bitch. Okay. That's Thomas. I would agree that Elon Musk is running things and Trump is the face, but all presidents are the face. It's just
But it's not.
Trump is not a good face.
But it's
Again, our bigger problem is our neighbors that voted him in. They feel like where the agenda is of Donald Trump and Elon Musk, that was a better vote than Kamala. I think that's the bigger issue. You got to know who your neighbors are and the people around you. If that's how they feel. Do y'all believe that we'll ever have the purge?
no.
I don't know what that is.
You never saw the movie The Purge, where the president, who kind of sounded like Donald Trump, said, I think it's March 23rd, if I'm remembering like the videos, but I know it's in March. And the government says, this is around the United States. Like, so this is one of those emergency broadcasts, you know, like so it comes across the TV and it's like, this is the purge. So on this day, every year, there are going to be no police officers. So it's purging the world, purging the United States
It's
of
like go for self.
criminals and crime. Whatever, you can kill whoever you want to kill.
Okay. I think
To purge
I think I
the
did
United
hear
States
that.
of the evil, the less thans, the homeless, your boss that you mad at, your ex, blah blah blah. So Thomas, you said you don't believe we'll ever have the purge. Okay. Roscoe, you said no too. Okay.
Cause they'll put them in harm's way.
No. See, on the purge, excuse me, on the purge, all the haves, they build armor around their house. So they have these electronic buttons that they hit, and it makes the armor cover their house so nobody can break in them.
Okay.
So you can't shoot through it, bulletproof, you can't drive through it, you can't whatever. But that's the rich people that can afford that.
Right.
The average person could not. So it was showing that the average regular person, they had purge parties where they were all preparing, getting ready before the purge. Some of them invited people over, like they liked them at the parties, to kill them, their neighbors, if they don't like their neighbors. And everybody that was okay with the purge, well, not everybody, but the people that were, some of them that were okay with the purge, put like blue flowers and blue flags out in the front yard, so they would know that, so everybody would know they're for the purge. Like, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, I'm for the purge. Like, so this was all over. So, and they would tell them like, you're on your own for the next 24 hours. The police will not come and help you. And then it's like, God bless America. And then after those hours, then it comes back on and was like, hey, the national purge is over. Hopefully you made it. So then you see all these people, the ones that did make it, they busted up. Some of them died. Y'all gotta go watch the purge. Some of them died. Some of them, you know, they trying. Now you can call 911 because the police back on duty and the ambulance back on duty. Your husband might be trying to kill you. And they say there is no consequences. It's purging the United States. Like, so it also says that if you have any anger, you have any frustration pinned up, just wait until March, whatever, and you can get out all your frustration with no consequence this one day out of the year in the United States. I believe it's possible. So that's my opinion. Thomas, you said you haven't watched it. Go watch it.
I just believe it'll backfire on them. And it's a new, different breed
Hey, Pisces Queen.
of people now.
Michelle. It's a different breed of people.
It'll backfire.
I mean, they're just not going to... Well, we have a lot of gun shows. And a lot of people that are learning how to survive. I'm just saying we need to share information when we learn something. When is the next gun show here? We have a gun show at the Jonesboro Road.
Probably coming up in April, I guess.
March or April.
Yeah.
Somebody look that up. The gun show in Atlanta. The next gun show in Atlanta. Okay, Mardi Gras was last week. Did either one of you participate in any Mardi Gras activities?
No.
Have y'all ever participated in Mardi Gras activities?
Nope.
No.
Okay, good.
I would like to go visit, but I haven't gotten there yet.
You haven't been to New Orleans at all?
Not at all.
Have you been to New Orleans?
Yes.
So, did you have a good time?
It got a cold feeling to me. And
Thomas said he don't like guns. Might not like them, but they might be necessary.
It's got a cold feeling to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's just anything goes. When they let you walk and drink, you take your cup from bar to bar and walk down the street and just drink.
Damn near nude, if not nude.
Yeah. A lot of the clubs didn't have a door on them. When I went, they didn't have doors on it. They just come and get it, come and party.
Yep.
that's a whole different way of life. To me, it just
Okay.
Little
Cicadas.
They have a place in Tampa called Tibor.
Mm-hmm.
That's very similar to that. So that was my first experience of what he's talking about.
So did you enjoy that?
Not very much. Because once
So what were they doing? What did they do there in Seaboard? Right.
it's just a bunch of bars that's open,
Okay.
and if you get there early enough,
Mm-hmm.
and you actually walk into the bars, you can get a band on your wrist.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time the crowd actually comes in, which is like about anywhere between 10 and 12 o'clock midnight,
Mm-hmm.
you walk in free now because everybody else has to pay.
So do they have nudity?
I didn't see any nudity.
Okay, so you just like that you can go from bar to bar and drink.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, it was a party scene for me.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
I didn't get to see any of that. I didn't even know they had nudity in down New Orleans.
yeah. That's how you get your beads.
Some people take well, sometimes they just throw in the beads,
You
but
flash your shirt.
yeah, sometimes they take off their shirt, sometimes they don't have on their pants, they just walking down the
The
street.
women.
Okay. See, I didn't even
I
know
left
that.
my paper that tells you really the history of Mardi Gras. It's not a good history. It's not a good thing, a good story, but I'm just gonna leave it at that. I do have some people I know from New Orleans, and I love them. I'm just glad I'm not from there, and I never have to visit again. I can say when I was down on Beale Street, and I grew up in the church, and of course I went years ago, and it's definitely been over. Ooh. It could be over 16, 17 years ago. But anyway, when I went, I was like, ooh. Although I am who I am, I still do. People may think I'm a heathen. But I was in New Orleans and I was like, man, from everything that I saw that was going on around me, I was like, what is that? I have never been, okay, he's never been to Mardi Gras. Okay, Thomas. So when I was there, I was like, with everything I saw going on around me, I was like, oh my God, if the world was to end right now, or if this area right here was destroyed or bombed, or if my, like, what would be in the newspaper if my kids, or if God came and, and you had to, what is this what I want to be in? Like, this is not it. Like, I was like, I have done some risky things in life, but I haven't done these risky things in life, right? So I was just like, nah, this ain't. So I'm good. I came and I been and I experienced. So it's almost like going to certain restaurants. There are certain restaurants that I go to and I be like, okay, I'm gonna try it. And then I be like, yeah, I ain't gotta never go again. I tried it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's how I feel about
When I was
that.
in New Orleans, I like you said, the open bar.
Yeah.
So we started about 2 o'clock in the daytime. It was a Falcon game. One time I went with I had an aunt that was from there,
It's pineapple good.
and I was with my cousins. I we bought a cup. In the cup, you can take it from all the bars.
Yep.
You can't just bring an outside cup. This one cup.
That grenade
Forgot the name of that cup.
is green. So but it's like a grenade at the bottom, some of them, and then it's long and tall, and you go from bar to bar.
Right, and I'll never forget. I was drinking that 191
Octane.
octane. And we started about 2 o'clock. And so like by the time 12 o'clock midnight, I feel like I was walking straight up. By midnight, it's like I was on my shoulders, like I was crawling. And you can go to any bar, and then the bar's vibes change so much. You could be in a hip hop club that might make you think you're in LA. Walk out the door, go around the corner, and you think you're in Dukes of Hazzard. Leave out of there and go in somewhere you think you're at the symphony.
I don't, Thomas.
But it was everything was. It was the best. I'm not gonna say the best. It was the best of the best of what it was.
Reds.
Plenty of food. Oh man, they had food. That was my first time I had a salad that didn't have lettuce. So I was like, this is real nice. But like she was saying, that at nighttime, the crowd, there was some spooky type people. A lot of dark places to me. And so to me personally,
They did have plenty of food, but I'm not a foodie.
but it had different tastes and different types of food.
Mm-hmm.
You know how people go to Florida to eat what they can eat here. I'm not gonna go to some place and eat the same thing I eat at home. I want to try their type of food.
Right.
So that's what I did like about it everywhere. I didn't see no McDonald's, KFCs like that. I saw the native food, and I liked it.
What's up, Miss Jackson?
A juke joint, the hole in the wall.
Mm-hmm.
It was all right.
That's the only way to experience it is to be trying something new.
I went, and I ain't gotta be there no more. Okay, cicadas. Y'all know what cicadas are.
Oh,
Yeah, so y'all know what they said. Georgia's getting ready to have a influx of cicadas.
We just had one.
Okay, we already have another one.
It's
This
too
year.
soon.
When I was in Tennessee, they had two different kind of groups of cicadas. So they had one that came every 7 years, one that came every 13 years. So they were like closer years together. So they were showing the cicadas that we're getting ready to have that again. And it could be because the weather's crazy and you can't tell the seasons or whatever. So the bugs coming back faster. Okay, so here. The bugs are coming back faster. So letting y'all know that they're coming back, okay? So I was in Tennessee for a while, and when I saw the cicadas, y'all, I grew up here in Atlanta, and I do not recall ever seeing cicadas flying around, flying on you, flying in your cars, and all this other stuff. So when I got to Tennessee, Nashville, I was like, oh my God, what are these? And they were just everywhere, and people was at the bus stop, and they just pick them off of themselves and just throw them off. I almost had a car wreck because one flew in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what in the world? You know what I'm saying? And some of the people were laughing at me because they were like, oh, why are you doing all that? Like, I mean, you just pick it off of you. I was like, what? This is normal. So I swore it was like the plague in the Bible, you know, with Pharaoh. I was like, these must be locusts. Like, because, So, of course, trying to go in the office and come out the office, and I didn't want to come outside with my son. You know, it was just awful, like awful. So, of course, coming back to Georgia, now I know that that's what that noise you hear at night sometimes. It's not crickets all the time, it's cicadas. But I guess I never saw them fly on people. And since I've been back in Georgia, I've never had a cicada to fly on me in my car and be all over the place like swarms of them. So have either of you experienced that with the cicadas?
I think they're more prevalent in certain areas of Georgia, not everywhere.
Right.
Because the last time I seen them, I didn't see them around my house. Not as much. But in other neighborhoods,
You've seen them?
I've seen them, but I don't like them.
Okay.
I don't like bugs.
what type of area you think you was in? Was it like a swampy area, high humidity, a lot of
I would say more
vegetation?
vegetation. Trees and vegetation probably.
Yeah.
Nashville, I ain't see it. Well, they say Tennessee is like a bowl, so maybe in there somewhere.
No,
They had all that in Tennessee. I
I've
don't know.
experienced the Millimorphs invasion because they used to live in Colorado.
Okay.
Now that's just as bad as those cicadas. The only difference is they literally chase the light. So
Okay.
as soon as you turn on any light, if you have your door open or your window open, they're coming in. And
So they just come out at night then.
no, they come out daytime, nighttime, it doesn't matter. But when nighttime comes, they're more attracted to the light.
Okay.
So if you say, for instance, you don't want them to come into your house, everyone would tell you to take a bucket of soapy water and put it under the lamp that's outside your door.
Okay.
This way, when they come to the lamp, they'll fall into the bucket. And they
Okay.
won't come in your house so much. But
Oh.
every time you get in your car, they would get into the crevices of everything. So
Ew.
that when you open up your car door, they're already in your car. And as soon as you stop at a traffic light, the vibration makes them come out. And you would always see all the birds flying at the intersection, doing kamikazes, flying down to catch them. That's how
Did they fly in the vents?
No.
No,
The bird.
No, I'm talking about the moths.
Yeah, they go right into the vents.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they go whatever little hole you have in your vehicle through the cracks of your seams of your door, or even into the vents. They're in your car. But
I
they
wouldn't
don't
like
come
that.
out and attack you.
Right.
They just come out once
Right.
the car stops at an intersection.
I'm not certain that the cicadas are trying to attack you because somebody told me they can't really see. They just flying and
They're
they just.
just trying to mate. That's all they're trying to do. But that's nasty. That's all I gotta say.
That's nasty.
Bugs
But what
are
about
nasty.
grown people? Oh, I was going to say humans mating.
That's something different.
Oh, okay. So not the mating part. The mating part isn't nasty. Hey, Harlan. Hey,
I'm
Dream.
saying bugs are nasty.
Hey, Miss Jackson. The cicadas here. Thomas said, we cicadas, I guess you're saying our cicadas here in New York, I heard their life cycles is very short. Okay, cool. Helen, I guess you're not coming tonight. Dolly Parton. Y'all saw Dolly Parton's husband passed after they've been together for 60 years. That made me sad to be with somebody. And she said they were happy to be with somebody for 60 years. And she old, real
Who's
old.
older?
Who?
The husband or her?
I don't know. But they was together 60 years and he died last week.
Yeah.
So her life is probably going to be sad. And let's see how long she lived after him. Because they say when people have been together that long, that usually the other one might go on to glory.
Yeah, the upper room.
Yeah, so let's keep Dolly in our prayers. Did y'all like Dolly Parton? I'm trying to read over here. You like Dolly Parton? You said yeah. She's a hot girl in her old age.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah.
She was the first porn star I ever saw.
The first what? Porn star. That's on Clean TV back then.
Yeah.
Thomas said, I did hear that Dolly Parton's husband passed, but no one has ever seen him. Well, they showed pictures this week. I would agree. I don't know what he looked like
They had a very
until I saw the
private
pictures.
life.
Right. That's probably how they stayed together 60 years.
Yeah, they lived a very private life.
Her and her husband?
Yeah. You saw him in the porn stuff too?
No, I just
Oh,
saw
okay.
her.
Oh, just her.
I was about 8 years old.
Oh, okay. Hey, that made you hot.
Hot.
Hot and bothered.
Yeah, she was in like a Sears catalog. In a Sears catalog.
Okay. That was about the closest porn y'all got, huh?
Yeah. See women in underwear.
Mm-hmm. And bloomers too. They weren't even thongs. And see how in bikinis they were just bloomers, briefs. Would you say, yeah? You got memories over there. You smiling. Oh.
I remember when my buddy decorated his locker with all the women out of the Sears catalog.
Were they women or girls?
Whoever had on panties and bra, they don't care how they say.
About how old were you?
6th grade.
Look, Thomas. I mean, what? Let me read. Okay, now what about? Okay, Thomas said Dolly Parton makes Mike hot. Thomas, you know it's enough.
Hey Thomas, her and Kwee, you know who Kwee is? Got a dress just alike. We're gonna forward you the picture at a later date, okay?
But Dolly got hers after Kwee. Miss Jackson said, now what about this Angie Stone accident? How was she the only one to get killed? So the Angie Stone conversation is on my list too. We have a couple of more people coming, but okay, so I've had people to message me about the Angie Stone, and I saw the news. And I know some people that have worked with her, for her, and all that. And different people were saying like they have this conspiracy theory that it's because she spoke out about the music industry. It's because she spoke out about P. Diddy, and I did not hear. I didn't watch. They said a few days before. Tom said he don't know who Kwee is. We'll tell you later. So he said, who the hell is Kwee? So they were saying that she spoke on some injustices that were going on in the music industry and something about P. Diddy. And like I said, I didn't watch it. But that is the reason why she died a few days later. Somebody else showed me something where she, commented on some things in December before the new year came in. And it was talking about the same things like the industry. I did see bits and pieces talking about how she should have been rich, she should have been retired, certain things should have happened for her by now. But she said she wasn't a lawyer, she wasn't an attorney, she trusted them, and she was mishandled. But that can happen on any job, any place, it can happen here. If you don't know your stuff, right? It can happen to anybody. So, of course, everybody's like, oh, it was 10 people on the Sprinter van, and, you know, why was it just her? I heard some other people say, oh, she was probably dead already. They probably drugged her and she was dead. So when the Sprinter van flipped over, that's why she's the only one that died. However, Miss Jackson, from the news reports and other stuff on social media, and you know, social media is what it is. We weren't there. We don't know. And one of my cousins said that she knows some of the little background dancers that were there. That's part of Angie Stone as well. Her group that was part of it. From what the news said after all the hoopla was that the driver fell asleep. And because I've dealt with the music industry for almost 20 years, you know, you have people sleep. Oh, that's Harlan. You have people sleep. I mean, you're driving overnight. Like, say if we here late, we eating, we talking, we drinking, but we got to drive 3 to 5 hours away, 2 hours away. The driver falls asleep. When the driver falls asleep, then everybody on there is, you know, you allowing him to be you're at their risk. So he fell asleep. Supposedly the Sprinter van. This is what the news said and social media. This is after all the conspiracy theory stuff. That after he fell asleep, it flipped over. Everybody got out. They said an 18-wheeler hit the car, but hit the van, our vehicle. When it hit the Sprinter, Angie Stone was already out of the car. So when the 18-wheeler hit, it hit her. She got hit outside of the car. She didn't, and that's how she died, where everybody else didn't die, right? So when people are saying that it's a conspiracy, it doesn't seem like it is a lot of truth to that, but we live in a world that's always suspicious. Yeah. It's unfortunate, but I do feel like I didn't see the videos before, but you know, different people saying what she was saying, and maybe she just knew that it was time for her to go. She had sarcoidosis. Maybe she knew it was time for her to go. Maybe she had a premonition, a dream. Maybe that's why she wanted to talk and get certain things out and expose certain things. Who knows? Like, there's a whole lot of variables. I just ain't putting a whole lot of thought into trying to figure out who, what, when, where, how. I'm sure her team will miss her. I'm sure they have a lot of regrets. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I had been with somebody for a period of time and that person is no longer here, that's, first of all, that's their employer. That's somebody that they have a relationship with, and then she's the one that's gone, and like, wow, I would be grieving, but I would also be thankful. You know what I'm saying? But it would definitely make me look at life different, because so many people take life for granted, and it truly is 1 second we're here and the next second we could be gone. So that's my thoughts, Miss Jackson. How and why did the van flip several times? Sometimes I just said they were driving on the highway. The driver fell asleep, ran off the road, they said, and when he ran off the road, when they ran off the road, it flipped, right? And when whoever got out the car, then it hit, and then that's how it flipped several times. I mean, that could happen to any of us. And no, Miss Jackson, I did not know that was whoever's cousin. I see who you said. So my prayers are with the family, like I said. So any thoughts?
No, I got some thoughts.
What's up, girl?
What's going on, everybody? Oh, got some new seats.
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. How about you?
Okay, we're gonna take a pause. You can turn it up for a second.
Feeling special.
Who is that? Tell us who that is so everybody know.
This is Angie Stone.
Oh,
Okay.
that's right.
A lot of people like this song. Just in case y'all didn't know.
I don't know the name of it.
For sure.
No More Rain.
No more rain. Move your chair. I said you can move the chair over a little bit or put this between you. Put that over there, please.
Okay.
It's simple. Put that over there.
Yeah, okay.
All right. What's your name?
I've been doing that.
How you feeling? And how you feeling right now? How your week has gone thus far? You.
Get your hair done.
I got my hair did
All right.
yesterday, but I get it did every 6 to 8 weeks.
It looks cute.
Thank you. Let's see.
Okay. So my name
After Thomas,
is. Okay. Go
Okay.
ahead, Thomas.
we can finish. I answer this question. Go ahead.
Okay. Okay. So
Your name,
My
how your week
name.
has gone thus far, and how you feel right now.
Okay. So my name is Renee.
Okay.
I'm Renee today.
All right, Renee.
And today I feel empowered again, like I did last week,
Okay.
because I had went. Let me tell you why. I went to. I was working at the airport today, and had to get a ride to Madison, Georgia.
Mm-hmm. I saw that.
And I learned some things about my grandfather that it was actually documented it in the paper, and I couldn't believe it. So I felt really, truly empowered.
Did you only get one pamphlet? Did you hear my message?
No, I didn't. I started to get some, but I was like, other people need to know about granddaddy. So I said, what I'll do is make some copies.
Okay.
I'll make
Okay.
some color copies and pass them out, pass them to the family.
Or else I'm gonna have to go myself. Down there.
I'm going to make sure you get a copy.
Okay. Have you ever been to Mardi Gras festivities before?
I've never been. I've just only heard.
Okay. Have you watched 12 Years a Slave?
I heard about 12 Years a Slave, but I never did get a chance to watch it.
Do you know what cicadas are?
Do I know what?
Cicadas, those little big bugs.
No, ma'am.
Dolly Parton's husband died after 60 years.
He had those bugs.
No, I'm just, now we're on another
Next
subject.
Oh,
We're- I'm really-
okay. Well, yeah, I did.
Thomas said, all right, Renee. We're gonna have to show you cicadas. They're gonna be here. They in Georgia again. But okay, so Dolly Parton's husband died after 60 years. They
Yes,
were
I did
married.
hear. I did hear about that, and even though we knew she was married, he wasn't very much in the
Limelight.
Public eye, and that was her.
And today
She
is
had her purposes of that.
to keep him out. What's your thoughts on that? Why she keep him out? Because to keep them married longer?
I feel,
What's
to
your thoughts
keep
on why
him-
she keep him
to
out?
protect him, mainly to protect him because of who she is.
Okay. This is the 60th anniversary of the Selma to Montgomery March for voter rights from 1965. So there are a lot of activities that are going on tomorrow and this weekend. I'll let Thomas say laugh out loud. All right, Renee. Okay, cool. So we briefly talked about that. And then you came in, we were talking about Angie Stone and her death. So did you have something to say?
Yeah, like I said earlier, I mean, this may sound crazy, but I wouldn't be surprised if she was dead before the accident.
Well,
I mean, look, this is candid co-ed,
it is.
and so that's my opinion. I wouldn't be surprised
Mm-hmm.
that she was dead before the impact because of
So this was the one I was talking about, y'all. Go ahead.
right. Because the fact is, how is it that your driver gonna fall asleep at the wheel and he doesn't die, and nobody else in the car dies, but you dead on arrival?
She wasn't. She was outside the vehicle.
What you mean?
When the vehicle flipped over,
Uh-huh.
they got out. She got out too. But an 18-wheeler came and
Hit
hit
the vehicle, hit
the
the van.
like hit. But when it
van.
hit, she was standing there. Like, so she was hit from the 18-wheeler after she got out the vehicle.
So how is it, so where their car landed was in the track of the
I'm just saying, I don't know. I ain't looked that hard, but they said she was out of the vehicle. All of them were out of the vehicle. And when the 18-wheeler, I don't know if it was trying to stop. I don't know what happened, but the 18-wheeler she was hit in that impact, and she was the only one that died. Everybody else was out also. She was not in the vehicle. She didn't die in the vehicle.
Oh, okay. So now that still sounds like something playing. Because where did this trailer?
It's in the middle of the night. It was in the middle of the night. It was an 18-wheeler. 18-wheelers are on the road in the middle of the night.
Right. This is true. Yeah. It's just that something just still don't add up. That's all. I still say, because when somebody really wants you, because I saw her video.
You're passing them donuts. I'm listening.
I saw her video.
And the video that a lot of people said that was from a few days ago.
Right. It was
I didn't see the
prior.
one from the few days ago, but somebody did show me one from December, like going into the new year. I didn't see a new one, but I mean, again, like I said, I feel like maybe she could have had a premonition. I just knew it was about her time. Like, I don't think it was because she exposed the music industry and because she said something about P. Diddy.
She said that they robbed her of royalties.
Correct. Man, that happens all the time.
Music industry. She just said music industry robbed her of millions of dollars, and she was gonna get her money back, and then she was gonna let everybody know.
But has that happened to a lot of musicians?
Right.
Right.
Royalties being
Right.
taken.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. So that's not. That's only That's only shocking to people that don't know anything about the industry. So I guess so. That could be shocking.
Yes, it was shocking.
To you?
No, you talking about about how they do that, how they take their royalties?
Right.
No, not that
right.
part.
That's what
not
I'm
that
saying.
part.
Right.
No, but I still say something not clean in the milk.
Mm-hmm. Daylight savings, y'all. It's this weekend. Daylight savings.
Oh, so that's right. You spring forward.
That's right.
So we're gonna lose an hour.
We're springing forward. Are y'all excited? I am.
I wish they would leave it alone.
I wish they'd leave it alone
I'm
too.
on that too.
Just leave us forward because nature takes care of it by itself.
But if
Absolutely.
they leave it, I want them to leave it forward. Like,
Leave it forward.
mhm.
Yeah.
I don't want to fall back. Like people like, I remember growing up, people like, well, what are we doing? Are we moving the clock forward or are we moving it backwards? And our teacher taught us spring forward, fall back. Spring forward, fall back. So for those of y'all don't know, you always spring forward
Yep, that's what I said.
and you fall back. So you take it forward an hour in the spring here, and you fall back, meaning you take it back an hour in the fall.
The first day of spring is 2 weeks later.
Mm-hmm. And that's on Saturday night, Sunday morning. But do y'all remember, and all of us are old enough to remember, these young people, or these young folks, they, our phones, we're spoiled where our phones do it on its own. Like, because we're so technology, our phones and our computers just automatically do it for us.
Right.
But when we were growing up, we actually had to do it ourselves.
The night before.
Or when you first wake up and you remember, because again, there are certain places now that people have clocks around their house, regular clocks and stuff like that, or we set our clocks. And on those, you might be mixed up because you forgot to do it on those, and then you had a time mixed up.
Just be an hour late.
Right. Mm-hmm. And so usually that Monday or Tuesday, like when people go back to work, like working in the medical field, there are workers that just can't get there on time, or patients that don't get there on time because they still off or forgot, or they ain't watching media or the news and nobody told them, so they're an hour off or whatever. So I've seen that through the years. What about y'all? How have y'all functioned? I've pretty much, I haven't ever missed, because y'all know I said I watch the news and stay abreast, but, and do y'all feel any shift in your energy when it goes up or back?
I don't feel a shift. You know, like Dre said, nature take care of itself. A lot of people don't understand. I was just had this discussion with somebody. I told him, I said, you got to think about where the Earth is on its axis, and then where the sun and the moon is aligned with Earth. You're gonna have daylight saving time because in the spring, that's why it's hotter, because the sun is closer to the Earth.
Mm-hmm.
And by being closer to the Earth, you're gonna have light longer.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
And every day it moves anywhere between 1 minute to 5 minutes
Away.
away or towards.
Right.
So that's why some days the sun goes down to 5:30 and other days it goes down to 6:30.
Uh-huh.
Every day it changes gradually. And people don't notice that. And I'm like, how do you not notice it? How do you not notice it?
They're not a nature boy like you.
It's not about nature. It's about the fact that if you work 9 to 5 and you get up in the morning and you go to work and you see that it's dark, at that very same time you go into work the next month, it's light.
Mm-hmm.
How do you
Right.
not notice it?
That's true.
No, you
That's-
gotta be able to notice
Come
that.
on now.
Right.
Thomas said losing an hour of sleep, he doesn't like that. He said, how in the world are you excited about that, Pr1ma? Because I am a light girl, you know, I like light.
Brother Thomas, you don't lose an hour of sleep. It's still 24 hours a
Right.
day.
And then he said, yes, there's a definite shift in my energy when I lose sleep. Yeah, but I guess it doesn't affect me much. I don't do a whole lot of sleeping. Do y'all do a whole lot of sleep?
I do a whole lot of sleeping, but I don't care for the fact that we got to keep changing it
Yeah, I'd rather just
year in
stay.
and year out. It might as well just stay one time and be done, because there's a lot of places that don't change it at all.
I have a sister in Arizona, and she said it doesn't change for
Yeah,
them.
they don't change.
It just stays the same.
That's true.
It's bad enough people can't figure out what time it is between the East Coast and Central Mountain Time and West Coast Time. And you're gonna keep changing.
Right. Now that's something. Because, you know, it's crazy that you said that, because I asked my sister when my dad was sick, I said, well, hey, what's a good time to call you? We was talking, and she was like, oh, well, sometimes I'm 3 hours behind, and sometimes I'm 2 hours behind. I was like, what? She was like, yeah, because we don't shift, right? Y'all is shifting. So
Right.
that's what's making the time difference between us vary. And I never thought about that until I just had a conversation with her, like in the fall. So I was like, wow, I never thought about that, because again, we so used to what we are, and she was here for a long time, and then moving somewhere else that doesn't shift. It is something how we could be these many hours apart part of the year and then be different. Now in Georgia, they said they were voting on whether we were gonna stop the shift, and at one point they said that it was passed, but it was only passed in one house but not in the other. So it hasn't happened here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hope so. Well,
So you want it to stay
I
one way?
Yes, I wanted to stay one way because I got tired of waking up late. I mean, it first of all, when it fell back, the days were shorter and the nights were longer, and I absolutely did not like that.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Especially with the kind of work that I do, I didn't like that.
But it happens naturally. Whether we move the clock back or forward, it happens naturally anyway.
It does.
The wintertime is always the nights are longer, and the summertime, the days are longer. So that's natural.
Because
All
we're
we're
supposed
doing
to be resting.
Yeah, all we're doing is manipulating it by 1 hour. And I forget the reason
Yeah, it
why
makes a
they started
difference.
doing that, and they realized, well, we don't need to do that no more. You did it back then for a particular reason.
I heard that. Now this is back on my slave stuff.
No, it wasn't that far back.
I was told that it was shifted because
It started back
you
in the
could
80s.
get
No,
Yeah.
no.
I was told that it shifted. Now we'll do some history. I was told that it shifted like that because I guess during that time they could get more work out of you with
Right.
daylight hours than
Right.
night hours. So
That
you
makes
know,
sense.
yeah. So that's why in the South it shifted like that. And on the coast where you bringing in different workers from the ships. So all of us need to do some homework and see if, because yeah, anyway, that's what I was taught. So let's see. How on God name do you have this set up, but the only mic working is the presenter? So you can't hear everybody on YouTube? What's going on? Thomas, can you hear everybody on Instagram? He said we lost another music grade. Roy Ayers.
Roy Ayers?
It says Roy Ayers.
Yeah, Roy Ayers.
The legendary American.
He's a jazz artist.
Yeah, I can see it now. It's big. I can see it now. It's big. The godfather of neo soul. His family said he was 84.
Wow.
Okay, so on Instagram they can hear us loud and clear, and on Facebook they can hear us loud and clear. I don't know what's going on here on YouTube, but watch us on Instagram or Facebook. I'm sorry. She said the only one that she hear. Oh, my life is literally daylight saving hours. Oh, okay, you like daylight savings? Okay, I like daylight savings too.
Okay, I pulled it up. Daylight saving time originated as a way to conserve energy during World War I by extending daylight hours. Has nothing, doesn't say nothing about slavery.
But that might be what they taught
That's
us.
what
That's what they put in history for us to read, right?
Allowing people to utilize natural light for longer periods
Of work.
reducing the need for artificial lighting.
That's the nice way of saying it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
You know, it's amazing. I got into a debate with some guys. I was telling them about an incident. A doctor killed a famous guy. Helped contribute to a famous guy dying. And they only gave him 2 years. And I was telling them, I said, they charged, and people said, well, he was charged with a malpractice, practice suit.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't charge him with manslaughter or murder. I said, it's all about the wording.
Mm-hmm.
And how we came about this, they was talking about this famous guy that the mafia wanted to kill, but they didn't kill the famous guy, they killed his dad. And I told him, I said, there's no man of color in the United States, if they don't want to touch, they can't touch. So to say they killed his daddy instead of killing the son, I said, I just don't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if it warrant death to them, they're gonna get the person.
Mm-hmm.
They said, nah, the black person he was just too famous. I said, nah, that's not true.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Well, we pray for the Ayers family too, since y'all know who he is. I
Yeah.
don't.
Roy Ayers.
I had to see a
What
picture.
song?
You've heard his music.
What song?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You have to play
Yeah,
something.
right.
But not by name. I don't know who that is.
Yeah, you've heard his music, most definitely.
Well, tell me. Tell me. Okay, what's y'all's favorite cereal growing up? What was y'all favorite cereal?
I gotta quit drinking.
What was y'all favorite cereal? What was y'all favorite cereal growing up, y'all?
I think it was Captain Crunch.
What was y'all's favorite cereal? That was my favorite, Captain Crunch. Oh, I did like
I
alphabets.
forgot about
They don't even
Alphabet.
sell it no more.
AYERS.
Alphabet.
You know what? I done seen it every blue moon years ago.
No, they don't sell it at all now.
Years ago. And
Yeah.
since I've been an adult, I've seen it, but it's been years.
No, sure.
Uh-huh.
Years.
In my 20s, I saw it.
Yeah, in your 20s.
That's what I said, I was an
I'm
adult.
talking about in the last 10 years.
Oh, no, I haven't seen it now. Not alphabets.
Because I usually buy it.
That used to be your cereal.
That's my cereal. Alphabets and Cheerios.
I like Captain Crunch. You can still get cereal. I mean, Cheerios.
And Special K.
You can still get Special K. What was your favorite cereal growing up?
Fruit Loops.
They had Fruit Loops in the 1930s.
Yeah, we made them ourselves.
Oh, okay.
You silly.
Fruit Loops, alphabets.
Honey, we had.
I did like honeycomb too. That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as a kid, you like special. Well,
No.
I ain't like cornflakes.
I hated cornflakes.
I like frosted flakes.
Cornflakes is the cheapest cereal you can buy.
Donuts. You'll pass the donuts. You
Cornflakes
said
is the cheapest cereal you can buy.
right. You can open it.
I couldn't.
Well, pass it to me. I'll open it.
I ain't gonna,
Okay.
Drop it.
Erica said I cannot open these donuts. I mean, this
My nails.
Yeah. I cut mine. Hold off.
That, you listening? That's his music.
Oh, that's
Oh, yeah, I
it?
have heard that.
Yeah.
It's just music.
Not
Yeah.
all of it.
But this is, yeah.
This one is, yeah.
It also reminds me of. It ain't him. I don't know if this is him, but you know that song, The World Is a Ghetto.
Yeah.
About war or about who?
Yeah, that one. But I'm saying that it reminds me of that same era.
This is the same era. It is.
Yeah. Because I like that song.
See him, Ramsey Lewis,
Yeah.
George
Just
Duke,
make it
like
do what it
this guy
do.
here.
All of those guys came out.
You get what I'm
the same
saying?
time,
Yeah, I'm for it.
Yeah. They were actually before Quincy.
Yeah.
Quincy came out right behind them.
I was listening before them.
Okay, what did he say? Roy Ayers' song, Everybody Loves the Sunshine. Love will bring us back together. I think I heard that. Okay, so next. Pancakes or waffles?
It depends on what mood I'm in.
Don't matter.
Y'all don't care?
Depends on what mood I'm in. Cause I like making pancakes because I make it with mayonnaise instead of eggs, which makes it really moist.
Mhm.
And I like
Pancake with mayonnaise.
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 Mayonnaise is an
nothing
alternative
but
to eggs.
Yeah, it's nothing but eggs.
Pancake with mayonnaise.
You can do that with cake. We can do that with cake, with cornbread.
Cornbread.
Uh-huh.
That's right.
That's your grandma if she was living.
It makes it moist.
Mayonnaise costs too much money for my grandma.
It don't cost us more than eggs.
Amen to that.
Shoot.
Right now, it's like
Right.
that. Exactly.
It doesn't cost more than eggs.
And it makes it really moist.
Mhm.
And I like adding
You don't
blueberries.
Well, you know, mayonnaise is good tenderizer too. You know that for me,
Okay, so it would make sense that it would be good for pancakes and eggs.
the vinegar can make blood pressure go up.
Vinegar.
It pickles the meat.
Alright.
That's what his grandma them told him.
I clean it and it also I clean the meat with the vinegar and then it also tenderizes it and then I rinse it off before I cook it.
Bologna or ham?
Well,
Because we grew up with those are the meats
Yeah.
most of us grew up with. Bologna or ham?
Yeah.
Ham,
Bologna.
bologna.
put on it, wait with the red stripe, red ring around.
The red bell.
As a kid, I would say bologna. Because I used to like making fried bologna sandwiches.
Yeah, we used to
As
fry
an
it.
adult, I would say ham.
That's the only time bologna tends to get fried.
Right.
I don't like it anymore.
With some mayonnaise, or just on the bread when it first come out the pan, and the grease get on the bread, and I can smash the bread flat.
Yeah, we call it a melt.
Yeah.
Thomas, if you still listening, won't you call in and do a song by Roy Ayers? What?
Thomas said pancakes. My favorite cereal is Cinnamon Toast Crunch. As a kid, what was your favorite cereal? But you young enough, you probably Cinnamon Toast Crunch. And he said bologna would be his choice. As okay.
I love fried bologna sandwich.
Mm-hmm. Would y'all rather somebody now? Would you rather them call you and talk to you verbally, or would you rather them text you?
Call.
Okay.
Call.
Well,
I'm saying the way your life is right now. What's the best? I don't even answer. Not rather. What is the best way to communicate with you as an adult right now with your busy schedule, your life schedule, whatever that is?
well,
Call or text.
I'm only gonna say text because all the scammers, and I done used that #662#, and I'm still getting scam calls. So I'd rather they text first so I can know who's calling me. But
Okay.
before that, all the scammers call me.
Okay.
Call.
Call.
You
I
are,
mean, you can text me, but I'd rather you call.
well,
Okay.
Renee, you know you are real popular.
Why you say that?
Just a joke.
Thomas said bologna sandwich is good eating. It sure is, Thomas Fried.
Thomas, have you ever had this meat called spackle? It's a Philadelphia type meat.
And down south, I told him it reminds me of the description of South's meat that my granddaddy used to eat.
Spackle, yeah.
No, it's
You
not.
remember spackle?
Um,
Have you had it?
Yes, it is. if you look at how the same, like all that random ingredient from the pig, that's light sauce.
Yeah.
You say no? I say yes.
What you want, this over there?
Could I have some pretzels? These right here. And some more fruit.
Okay, question. I said, you said, you got to answer. Text or call. Thomas said, call me if it's important. Text me if it's not important.
I say call me. To me, texting is so unpersonal. It's like you don't get no expression.
Well,
Don't
Some
do
people
it.
try to make texting an expression. I'm like, how do you get that from a text?
That's why they got all those emojis for expression.
There's no,
Everybody ain't putting
but
emojis.
There's
Yeah,
no
time for
emojis in it, and he still got something out of it that I didn't say. So no, please. No.
well, with my busy life, who is this? It says, who's the famous guy? Water and any cereal. Water. Okay.
You ain't got no milk. Yeah.
Just eat it dry.
So you want cereal? Are you saying you want water in your cereal? And the famous guy, are you talking about Roy Ayers, Ayers is who they said.
Yeah.
Mike, have you ever had Scrapple? That's what you said, Scrapple, right?
Yes.
Have you never had none,
No.
right? He's asking, have you had it, because they said it's a northern thing, Scrapple, and I said it just sounds like South meat that people have here in the South. Have y'all ever ate South?
I've had it.
Did you like it?
No.
Who did you eat it with?
As a kid, I don't know.
I mean, grandmama, auntie, somebody.
Somebody.
Okay. Yeah, I saw my granddaddy eating it as a kid, and it didn't look right. And then when they told me all that pork, all them pork pieces
Right.
and everything ground up, and
I mean,
I didn't want to.
No,
I like most foods, but there's some foods I just don't.
Didn't want it.
I didn't like the way chitlin smell. But back to the South. Okay. When I read the ingredients, I was turned off. Now, my father used to do corn hash. Now, corn hash, what is that? Am I saying it right?
Corned beef
Corned beef
Corned
hash.
beef hash. Yeah, that's what Dad used to cook a lot of. We ate that, but that's the closest I got to South meat.
Mm-hmm.
And when I heard them, when I smelled them cooking chitlins,
Oh yes, I've had Scrapple before. I remember my dad giving us Scrapple for breakfast. Okay.
Was it good?
Was the Scrapple good, Thomas? Anybody else listening? Have y'all had Scrapple? I have not. I have not had Scrapple.
I mean, either.
And I haven't had South either. I watched other people eat it, but I didn't want it.
Right, me too.
Okay, and I would rather you text, okay? So, he said, actually, I think it was Pop that introduced us to Scrapple, okay? I would rather you text because if it's important, like, and we need to have a verbal conversation because we're trying to handle business or get to the bottom of it, in my majority of my life, I would rather you text. If I am not busy, and because I work in the medical field, they don't want us to have a phone. He said, yes, it was good. Do you like corned beef hash? Corned beef hash is an acquired taste for me. And I had it again as a young person, not as an adult.
What about Spam?
I like, oh, that's another good fried sandwich with some, like, I used to always say white bread, but you know, some of my other family would say light bread.
And then you gotta have
And put some
tang.
mayonnaise. Oh, we did have tang.
Oh, you don't wait.
And smash my bread.
That's right.
I remember tang. Y'all remember tang?
I remember Tang.
Can you find it anymore?
That's
I don't
a
know.
good question.
Look it
No, I
up.
don't think so.
Look it up.
Yeah, Tang was
What
good.
about
It was a good
what
orange
about
drink. It was
sandwiches?
it's too nutritional.
I never
You're
had
not gonna find it.
My mama
They don't
said
want
she
you to
had
be
it. And with
nutritional.
bananas. My mom always had
No.
banana and mayonnaise.
Just mayonnaise.
My mama did. I never ate that, but I heard people eating it. I never ate it. But my mama had it with tomatoes and mayonnaise or bananas and mayonnaise.
I heard of the bananas and mayonnaise.
I used to like mayonnaise on my potato chips.
Oh, okay. Everybody likes something.
That's an acquired taste.
Right. Okay. I heard somebody talking about this on the radio. You can have a spam, Pr1ma. No, thank you. Okay. What's up, girl? Cece, I sent you a message. You didn't respond.
He said you could have the spam.
So, look, y'all. It was on the radio the other day, and one of my sons asked me because it was on the radio. And I guess some famous girl, a reality star girl or something, was asked, and I've heard this before, but if you were on a boat and it capsized, it turned over, and your spouse or your child was on the boat, who would you save?
Wow.
If you had to decide your child and your spouse.
Well, how old
And
is the
then
child?
why? And then the girl gave an explanation. Her explanation was, and if y'all know who I'm talking about, y'all put her name on
How old
put her
is
name
the
on here.
child?
Thomas said, Dre, he has had a mayonnaise sandwich. Did you like it?
He's asking me if I like it.
No, he said he's telling you he has had a mayonnaise sandwich before. So I'm asking him, did he like it?
Oh, okay.
I get a response, sissy. So
How old is the child?
it's just your child that you birthed versus your spouse. Which one would you save?
Depends on where they are in the boat.
No, they out of the boat.
Depends on where you are in the boat, because when the boat turns over, one person could be over here, the other person could be here. The closest one that I can get to is the one I'm going to save.
Okay, whoever's closest is your answer.
That's what I'm saying, wherever you are in the boat.
Okay, but your answer is whoever's closest. Okay.
Closest, yes.
Who would you save, Harold? Your spouse or your child? So the girl's response was
Yeah, what
she
was
would save her. Thomas said he liked the mayonnaise sandwich.
Okay, cool.
She would save her spouse because she said she could have more children. That was her response.
You can get another spouse.
I can't have no more damn children. Cece, which guy are you talking about?
If it's a baby, I'm trying to save the baby. If it's a baby, I'm trying to save the baby.
So what if it was
So the
Monique?
baby can't. Now this Monique, she gonna go on. She better learn how to swim.
So your grown child better know how to swim. Okay. What you laughing at?
You all better know how to swim.
I'm gonna pray and throw you a light bulb.
So if it's a baby, somebody the camera on CC right now.
I'm gonna be an incredible woman, and I'm gonna be stretching and saving both. Y'all remember the Incredible?
I would try to save both,
I be trying to save both, honestly.
but you can't say both because then I'm breaking my rules. The rules is you gotta pick, you gotta choose. Who would you
Once I
say?
save the first one, then we both go and try to save the second one. That's
Well-
why I say go to the closest one first.
Knowing my children, although anybody can drown in panic, right? Because you can drown over a tablespoon, teaspoon or whatever of water, right? Knowing my children that I have tried to be sure that they can swim, and I'm not certain if my spouse can swim. Yes, just asking. Oh, that's Dre. Somebody asking about you. You look kind of sexy, I think.
Really?
Yes.
Who's asking?
It's a woman. I know the
A
woman.
woman.
I know the woman.
Anyway,
So she asking about you.
Jeff, quit doing that.
So, he said, Thomas said he thinks he would save his child. You think?
he said he thinks. See, you got to think about it. That's right.
Well, knowing my children in real life, all of them
Know how to swim?
know how to swim, right? However, I don't know if in panicking, any of us can drown in panicking.
Right.
I be trying.
But
to
I
save
was
both.
trying to say my old spouse probably because they old and I ain't certain if they could swim. And I was trying to say, hey, grab my son, and y'all try to swim to the spouse, and hopefully we'll all make it. Like,
I be trying to save both.
So the
Yeah,
next
that's what
question-
I've been trying to say about. Now, if it was my next question, I'm adding to this, but go ahead.
I was gonna say, the next question would be, how do you handle a panic situation? How do you handle, not a panic situation, but if it calls for something.
He can't see this, girl. It's me. This on my personal one that you
Oh my
on.
gosh.
Go ahead.
Anyway, in a situation where you have to think fast,
Mm-hmm.
how many people will not panic or will panic? Because whether you can swim or not,
That's why I said I'm not
Yes.
certain if they would make it because of panic.
of panic, yes. And not everybody.
And a
can
lot of
handle
people
it.
do drown because of panic,
Yes.
not because they can't swim.
Yeah, because
But in the perfect world, nobody panics, but one can swim and one can't swim. Who would you save? I'm gonna try to save the one that don't swim.
And then the next question would
But
be,
they
have you
could cause
ever,
you to drown, because I've known a guy.
have you ever
Yeah,
been in a
I'm gonna tell you to keep
situation-
your ass still before I leave you right here. Don't be making
There
me
was this guy,
drown.
he almost drowned
How
trying to save his cousin, and son.
Oh, yeah,
his cousin
that
almost
happens.
Pulling him
Yeah.
down. So he
How
had to
many
leave him.
persons have been in a situation where they had to think like that and not panic? Can you see yourself in a situation?
Are you
like that?
literally talking about water or just in life?
in any situation?
Oh, me. Yeah, me.
You
I've been
would-
in situations that I could have panicked, but I am the level-headed one, so I have to keep everybody else calm because everybody else here, we could all lose here.
That would be the question to ask. A person would need to ask that to them of themselves.
Mm-hmm.
Can you handle an emergency situation and not panic?
Next, okay, would you choose your spouse or your child? The next question is, would you choose your partner or your mother?
Got the same answer, sorry.
Whoever's closer.
Whoever's closest.
Okay. Your answer. Your mother or your partner?
Partner is different from husband or wife, right?
You can say husband. I'm just saying, the question is in general. Anybody. I don't care if you got a wife or husband.
The first
I'm
one
saying-
was husband.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter. Which one
But
you
now I'm
say.
making the question for the world. So they would be their partner, right? Spouse, whatever you want to call it. It could be a husband or wife. I'm saying your partner, your spouse.
So now she's saying.
So now you're talking about married on paper, illegal. Now we gotta go back to the paper.
Wait,
The fuck, we're talking about people drowning here. You talking about a damn piece of paper.
Was the husband and
I'm
the
just talking
child?
about what you call husband
The
or
first question was the husband and the child. Now she's putting husband to mother. That's all she's saying.
Right.
By saying partner.
But I said partner, but she gotta be technical. You know, we dealing with the
She's trying to be technical.
sister motherboard over here.
Right, that's right. Which one are we talking about?
It doesn't matter.
Well, if you shacking and he taking care of you,
Commitment or
if he's shacking, you shacking and he's taking care of you like you his wife,
that's different.
y'all on the boat and you ain't got no paper and it's your mama and your partner,
Okay, you ain't got no.
who you gonna choose?
Wait a minute. Partner, hold up. Partner could also be just somebody who hangs.
If you gonna do that-
You know that's not what I'm talking about. She gonna drown trying to think, ain't she?
Yes. You gonna do all of that thing.
Look, this person on here said, I cannot swim. Water scares me. Been traumatized for a while. She went to Whitewaters with her baby daddy. They went to the wave pool at Whitewaters. Y'all know how the wave pool eventually it starts, right? She said she was in the wave pool, but I guess nobody told her that the waves were coming. So her baby daddy left her in the wave pool to drown, and the lifeguards came to rescue her. That's pretty fucked up. Went to the pool in Germany. In the pool, they can create waves in the pool. I got caught up in the waves and could not swim to the top. What's up, Micah? So you didn't drown, Thomas? You did not drown? He said he couldn't swim.
He's still here.
I know, I'm being funny.
I know.
That's why I said, you didn't drown? He said, a big German guy pulled me up just before I went under. He saved your life. Oh, we love him, don't we, Thomas?
We love him, but bringing out Thomas.
And on here, she said she been scared of the water ever since. I guess so. Because really, that water does go fast and it goes high at Whitewaters for real. And if you can't swim or you can't get yourself to shore, you will drown. Bless your heart. Well, I'm glad you didn't drown either. Thomas didn't either, okay? So, again, I asked the question, your partner, your spouse, on paper, off paper, y'all living happily ever after, would you choose that person or your mother?
What you got, man?
I would say if my mother's.
You said closer.
I'm gonna use the. You say closer. Depending on the situation.
What that mean? That's dumb as hell. Depends on the situation. This one on here said her mother. It depends on the situation. Nigga, we drowning. The hell you mean the situation? That is the damn situation, right?
How
Is the water cold? Is it hot?
Look, this
Is it a shark or is it a platypus in the water?
This is not coming from me. But this
Thomas
is
said his mama hands down.
the way the system is. If a person old,
I didn't get it, Sissy. Send it to me again. You got my number.
if a person is old, they don't live their life, you let them go on. Somebody who still got a chance in life,
Well, your spouse younger than your mama.
you say them. So you say your spouse.
Mm-hmm.
And like a newborn baby, you
Um,
wouldn't sacrifice a grown up for a newborn baby. Because the newborn baby haven't lived his life yet. I'm sorry. The newborn baby, you would say a teenager versus a 1-year-old. You would save a teenager.
no, I'ma hope my teenager can
An
swim.
older person versus your spouse, or a younger person, you would say the younger person.
But the older person,
Has lived their
I have
life.
to pray about it.
you said save. You gonna drown praying. Coming in a. You gonna drown.
Speaking in
Why you
tongues.
speaking in tongues? Go
I
ahead.
just
What you
said,
say?
I didn't say speaking tongues, so I'll just pray about
Go
it.
back to the old, young, and the baby. Like you ain't gave us a whole. You done lost us.
You say if an old person, you got an old person and a young person. Say the young person.
Okay. But you got an infant. Let the infant drown and save the
The
teenager.
Yeah.
Okay. Now your parents or your, which you answered it, I guess. Your parent or your child.
My child.
Your parent or your child.
My child.
I'm asking these two. You can send it to me if you still have the number, CC, or I ask Dominic.
I'm not gonna lie, that's a tough decision there.
Your mother or your child? That's because you don't like your kids. It's okay to say it. I don't always like my kids.
I just,
But who would you say? Your kids or your mama?
I mean, if there's any way that I can just save both. I
No,
would.
okay.
I can't. I would try to save both of them. Honestly.
But your mama over here and your child over here, who you gonna say? You gonna swim real fast, ask the Holy Spirit to carry you?
Yep, we're gonna be like Peter on that water.
Thomas said he'll save his child.
I still say whichever one is closest because the energy that it takes for you to get to,
I know,
One
girl,
of
you
the
growing
younger-
up.
you know,
I'll be 52.
I'll be calling on Jesus and asking God
to help me get there.
To get both, or to just get whoever you closest
to. Get the
to?
closest one and then use that person to help us get to the next
I'll
person.
be
But if
calling.
there's
How the other person gonna help you get there if they can't swim?
Hell,
because we're working together.
what if
Tell me
Jesus,
how you work together and
What
one
if
person
Jesus
can
told
swim,
you
one
y'all
person
shouldn't have went
can't.
out there because
Because I'm
I
gonna teach
gave
you how
you
to
sense to
swim.
know that neither one of y'all can swim.
As you're drowning,
As you're drowning, yes.
Okay.
just
We're
pedal, pedal. We're gonna wade the
We're
water.
gonna find a way.
Hey,
That's why I'm playing the water.
Let me
So the
ask y'all
youngest
this.
one. Okay.
You
The
said-
closest one, the youngest one,
you said
and
you
she
gonna-
praying.
You gonna pray to Jesus. What if Jesus answered your prayer and tell you, said, hey, I gave you the sense to realize that you couldn't swim while you out there?
I ain't taking no infant to the water though. Not on a ship. I'm be like, you need to stay at home and breastfeed. You do not need to be on no ship.
Exactly. They shouldn't be on the water if they can't swim.
In an ideal world, yes, I would choose to try to save
Yeah,
both in every situation.
Right.
My mother would tell me to save my child because she has lived her life. Regretfully so. No, let me say that regretfully. Reluctantly, I would try to save my child first if I knew my child couldn't swim. If it was my mother or my spouse, I would say the same thing. But what I need to do is make sure my spouse could damn swim. So both of us can
Right.
save my mama.
Right,
But if not,
right.
if not, Thomas said, laugh out loud, I'm dying over here, y'all. It's so funny. He said, why can't y'all answer the damn question? I know, Thomas, I'm answering the questions, right? They answer too. Harold is the one praying, so she gonna tell us at the end of the show, I guess. This is about to be over. Okay, and my mother and my spouse, I hope my spouse can swim. When I think about my mother, I hope my spouse can swim. And we can save my mother.
Right.
Well, how
And-
about this?
Thomas, go ahead.
How about we just have this conversation before we even get on the boat? What would you do if this and this and
Right.
No, before we even get on the boat, can your ass swim?
No, that's
We need to
true.
take some swimming lessons.
That's true too, but in certain situations, you split up when you're on the boat. And if something like that happened, what would you do? Would you look for a life raft? Would you get one of those, the floating
Floating
vests and all that
vests,
stuff?
right.
Because
If I'm
you
on a
know
boat
that-
like that, I'm gonna be walking around with a life jacket on the whole
no,
cruise.
but they tell you this. in the
Right.
beginning, when
I
you
was
get
gonna
on the
say
boat,
that.
they
I was
tell
gonna
you
say.
this.
Yeah.
You go through their little safety class.
Right.
So I would have that conversation with my family before we even get on the boat, to pay attention when we get on to where everything is, so that if a situation happens like that, you're prepared.
I can.
That's how I operate. Because I like to be prepared for anything.
Right, exactly. I totally agree. Excuse me with that. First of all,
I told you before you could come when you wanted to, and
Say what?
yes, I can swim.
oh, you answering them.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, I want to say this. First of all, the only reason why we're on the boat is if we like Harriet Tubman, we had to get on the boat so we can run. We running. That's why we're on the boat.
You floating, and you might drown. Okay.
And what I'm saying, the only reason why we're on the boat is
Because you're
we're
fleeing
trying-
America.
We're fleeing. But
That's the only reason why you would get on the boat.
Exactly.
Okay. Okay.
That kind of boat.
Right.
Because otherwise, if I'm gonna be taking like the Carnival cruise or something, I'm gonna be like you, walking around with a vest on
The whole time.
The
In
whole
every
time.
picture, I have my vest on.
and I'm gonna have everybody who think they shoot can't swim better have one on too.
Yep, that would be me. Yeah. So anyway, we were going to talk about something else, but we're going to wait. We're going to save that. I will briefly, just so for y'all to think about, because we were supposed to talk about this before, and time has gotten away from us. And I was waiting on these other people to come. She said, Goddess was a fish in the water. Yep. She probably still is. I used to be too, but I have not done it in a long time. I want to be the female Michael Phelps. Okay then, girl, you better start practicing. You'll fit there. Backtracking in a relationship was going to be the headliner, but we'll save it to next week. Backtracking in a relationship. Does anybody know? Is anybody confused about my question?
No.
Yeah.
Do you backtrack? Your thoughts on backtracking
Going back
to an old relationship? The likelihood of it working, the dangers of going back,
That's right.
the
This was
the
4 weeks
hope
ago
and
now.
possibilities of, yeah, but we never got to
We
really,
never got to it, yeah.
right. I ain't forgot. It's still on my list.
Okay.
And then I had some people to call me about it, but we haven't discussed it on here. So there are some people that are waiting to hear
About that question.
about that question, like what are our thoughts on backtracking. Okay, so y'all know that years ago, as I close, what she saying? Let's talk about forgiveness. And she said, let's talk about forgiveness. I have been mad at Pr1ma for a long time, and she said, I'm sorry. I always do. I hate meeting new people. Yeah, so this is my son's aunt, and she and I both had issues with each other for some things that were done when I was a teenager and a young mother that was married to her brother that was my friend, but he was unfaithful. And I stood my ground like I do now, right? And because that's her brother who is now deceased. And so we can talk about forgiveness. We had some issues. Let's say that. We had some issues because I don't wear face. And that's it. So sure, Cece, you can come on. She said, no, ma'am, you're my sister-in-law. You are my sister-in-law. So, yeah, you can come. Tell me when you want to come, and we can talk about forgiveness. So what I was going to say with...
We forgive those who trespass against us.
Oh, yo, I'm over it. I ain't mad. I'm good, because there was a time we didn't communicate. So I was over it years ago. So some of you got to see some of my posts. Thomas, he said you should never backtrack. What has happened? You can't move forward if you look backwards. Okay, so we'll talk about that later. I always love you too, Cece. So what I was saying was, some of y'all saw my post from the past earlier this week with me playing with equipment, and I said, what was it, in January, February, I said I was going to start trying to get on every week on Wednesday, and I did not show up. So pardon me, y'all, forgive me. That was I was overreaching. But then every Wednesday came, and Wednesday I normally do some fellowshipping and do the kids, and then by the time I finish, I'm like, do I want to get on and what I'm gonna talk about? Because to get on was to talk about my life and talk about things that I'm experiencing. So from time to time, that's what I'm gonna say. From time to time, I'm just gonna make random posts, random lives. I would like for y'all to join in. I also asked some people to watch my YouTube shows from my YouTube channel from a couple of years ago and give me your feedback. I feel like I was nervous and but really just topic suggestions or more that you would want me to elaborate on from my YouTube channel 2 years ago, because I am going to begin a second season of YouTube. And in that second season, I'm going to be talking about those things. So, and I do have there is a way that you can call in and you can be on live and you can be talking as well. And other people can get on and talk and So that is something that I will begin and just getting on periodically. And y'all could just join in and we'll make it do what it do. There's some other ideas that I spoke of that I have just thrown up in the air for people to chime in, and we'll just see what happens, okay?
That's a lot.
So go on Just Pr1ma on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook, JUSTPR1MA, and we are going to say goodnight. Last words, y'all. Any last words? Before we take our pictures.
Be true to thyself. Be true to thyself.
That's my thing, Shakespeare. To thine own self be true and forget everybody else.
Eat healthy.
Eat healthy.
That's
Do we
right.
eat healthy here every night? We don't. We a little healthy. We had fruits and vegetables and donuts
We had a
and
mixture.
crackers.
It was balanced.
Final words. All right now. Good night, y'all. It's picture time. Good night, y'all. Thank you, Raz. Good night, y'all.